Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slideshow. In this part, as you can see, we have uploaded a JSON data. So this personal finance JSON data is given like this. We will upload it in our Power BI desktop. After uploading it, we will arrange the canvas and we will create these interactive filters that you can see here. After adding these interactive filters, we will add these KPIs and these visuals to analyze expenses. So we have some key metrics here like savings, expenses, income, number of customers or consumers that we have. So what we are going to do is we are going to analyze all of that data and create this simple interactive dashboard, which is part 1. So let's get started and understand when and where to use these type of visuals. So we will be exploring the personal finance and demographics JSON dataset. This dataset can be used by students, data enthusiasts and professionals to learn how to analyze consumer behavior and build predictive models and create dashboards in tools like Python, Tableau, Power BI. Here you can see we have the snippet of this JSON dataset. You can see different keys and their values that we have. Columns that we have are ID, age, income, expenses, savings, gender, region, marital status and occupation of that person. So this way we will have a big JSON file with us. So you can see here that it's a JSON file. If we will edit with Notepad, we will be able to see this file, which you can see here. So now we will simply load it with Power BI and start analyzing. And you can see the use cases, like it can be used to find income and saving patterns across age groups, analyze regional differences in financial behavior, study how marital status impacts expenses, etc. Next, we will upload data from other sources because it's a JSON file. So it will give us this option. It's a JSON file. We will connect. So I have saved this file in this folder. You can use your own folder, and here you can see the JSON file. We will connect it and upload it, and it is reading the data, evaluating the query. And now you can see it has automatically opened Power Query Editor. In Power Query Editor you can see all the columns like ID, age, income, expenses, savings, gender, region, etc. These columns are properly given and their values are also appearing properly. So now we will simply close and apply. So it is saying some pending changes are remaining. So we have closed and applied, and 200 rows are now loaded. Now you can see age, expenses, gender, ID, etc. are given. And now we will start analyzing this data. So first thing that we do is we create a heading. For creating heading, we take a text box where we will add our heading, that is personal finance and demographic JSON dataset. As I am doing a tutorial video, so for students reference I am just writing it like this, so that if anyone is interested in learning JSON analysis on JSON dataset, they can explore this. Otherwise you can write a better title like personal finance and demographics analysis, or something that I have given in my blog as well. I will align it to center, use font size around 24, make it bold. So this is that information, and here we have effects where we have background. So I will use this background, and color that I am going to use is this particular color. So this becomes my heading. We also have visual border, so we can enable visual border, give the same color, and for rounded corners gives around 12 pixel. So now we have this personal finance and demographic JSON data analysis. I will use this particular area for sidebar. This sidebar where we can put different type of filters. So for sidebar I will just go with another shape. So from here we will add a shape. So in insert I will find that. So I will go with a rectangular shape and I will arrange it here. For this rectangular shape we can change its color. So here we will go to style and we are changing the color to same color that we have here. And then here I will put some image representing what we are doing. So it can be logo of a company, it can be purpose what you are doing. So here I have the assets folder where you can see I have these type of icons. So I will just use this one because it's a dark background. These images are transparent. So you must have seen this in my previous dashboards also, but I'm just doing this so representing what we are doing here. And if you want to learn data analytics from scratch, you can learn at slidescope.com. We provide live interactive classes. So I'm just adding this in footer, and for this I can choose a different background color, slightly different, so that it can be given like this. Now let's start creating some KPIs that we have. So as you can see in our data set, we have some numbers like what is the age, expenses made, ID of customer, income and their savings. So I will use this card visual here. So first I will prepare one of them. As we don't have any date column or trend axis column, so I am just using this normal KPI. Otherwise we can use this KPI also, where you can use trend axis, which I have done in many of my other videos. So in this normal card we will add, first of all we will add ID to find out how many total consumers are there or how many customers are there. So here we will, first of all I will go to general tab, and visual we will arrange its size around 30. Color I will use this color. We also have a category label where I can use font size around 10, and for category label I am going to use this color. And here it is given sum of ID. We actually don't have to do sum of ID, we have to do count distinct. So this is basically telling how many total customers are there. So in count of ID we will rename for this visual, and we will just write customers count, and I will arrange it like this because we have to fit 5 of them. So I will just do it like this. And here you can see in general tab we have effects where we can enable shadow, and for visual border we can use white color and 12 pixel rounded corner. So this will become our KPI. You can manage padding also. So we can go to general settings, properties, padding. From top we can reduce padding, and from bottom we can increase padding so that we can reduce its height. So this way you can actually adjust. So actually I have to reduce it to 2 and 0 so that we can adjust accordingly. Now I will simply copy this 5 times and add these other KPIs also. So now another KPI for us is what is the average age of these customers. So here average age of these customers is 43.93. Copy and paste one more time. Here we will add total expenses. Sum of expenses is 7 million, which is okay, like it is meaningful. Then we will add one more copy where I will simply add what is their median income. So here we will select median income around 77k, which gives you an idea about how much are they earning. And then we also have savings information. So for savings, you can either use total savings or average savings. So it depends upon how you want to analyze data. I'm just going with average. So I don't know where it went. Yeah. So here I will add average saving, which is around 37.04k. So these are the cards that we have. I will just increase height a little bit because some letters are getting trimmed or clipped. I want to read these headings properly. And since we have more space, we can actually bring some other visuals also. So by selecting them and using arrow, I will adjust their position. Arrow keys are very helpful. And then I will select it once again, and instead of average savings I will now select sum of savings. The sum of expenses is also 7 million and sum of savings is also 7 million. If you want, we can go to call out value and show it in thousands if you want. So this is another option. And these income, savings, etc., these are currencies. So here we can go and we can select that column and select currency, assuming it's USD. Otherwise you can also select any other currency that you think it might be. So now you will be able to see that it will automatically add this symbol. So this is important. You can add or you can do it for others as well. What happens in data sets like this, we have some numerical columns and we have some categorical columns because we have nominal values. Like for 200 consumers, we have only 3 marital status, we have only 6 or 7 occupations, and we have 3 genders. So these are nominal data and these are categorical data which are important for analyzing and understanding how data is distributed, how data is given. So this area will be used for these filters. So we will add slicer here. This slicer will work as an interactive filter for end user. You can adjust its position with arrow keys, and I will first add marital status here. So you can, there are two ways, either you can keep it open or you can use vertical list or drop down list, whatever you prefer. So let's use a vertical list. Here you can see slicer header is given. For that we will use this font color. If you want, make it bold. For our values we have 12 pixel, so I will just use 10 pixel for this. And now you can see for single people what is average age, sum of income, expenses, for married, for divorce, what is that. So you will be able to check all of that. You can select this and remove its background and change other colors. So for example, we have general tab. From here we can go to effects and remove the background. In that case colors should be different, so we will select this color, and for values we will select font color, this one. So now we have the data. One last thing that I will do is add a border. So here I will go to effects and add a visual border, for which I will use a light color and a rounded corner around 12 pixel. So this way your filter will be created. If you want, you can make these fonts bold also. That will be your choice. After marital status, we have occupation. So we can keep occupation like this with a scroll bar. Then we will paste one more time. After occupation, we have region. So these people belong to different regions, and then we will paste another time, and there we will add gender. So this way all the categorical fields are added as filter, and all the numerical fields are added as KPIs. And here we can actually select them. For example, engineers in north, male engineers in north were single. So you will be able to see there is only one person, average age, sum of expenses, total savings, you will be able to see here. So now you can see we have to clear these filters one by one. So usually what happens is we provide a button to clear filters. So here in insert you will find buttons like clear all filters. So this button is now available here. Reduce its size. So this button is available. For this button, if I go to style, its font color should be visible. I will select this. So let's say we have applied some filters and someone is analyzing the report, then they will just click here, control click, or when they are in report mode, just click. So they will be able to clear all slicers or clear all filters. So even the text that is given, you can change the text, you can change type of action, everything can be managed from here. Next, when we are analyzing this kind of data, for one report we usually take one particular value in account. So let's say we are analyzing savings here or expenses here. So we will create expenses dashboard, expenses analysis dashboard. This will be part 1. In part 2 we will do same kind of analysis with another variable. So you can do that, or when you are exploring data you can explore single variables as well. So for single variable, for example like age, we want to see distribution of age. So what we do is we right click it, or we click these 3 dots and create a new group. Range of age is given between 20 to 65 and bin size is 3. That means from 20 to 23, 23 to 26. This is how age groups will be created. So if we say we want total 6 bins, like divide the ages between 6 bins where bin size will become 7.5. So this will create age bins for us, and then we can add a stacked column or a stacked or a clustered column chart. So we can create this, and here we will first put age on it, like how age is distributed. So we will add age bin, and then ID. This is total number of customers. So you can bring this ID on y-axis, and this will give you information sum of ID by age bins. This is how it is creating. So you can rename it count of customers by age bins. So you can see most customers are in this age group, around 35, and this is our chart. Now what we can do, we can go to its general tab, effects, enable shadow for it, So you will be able to see that shadow because everything else is in rounded corner format. This is your choice. If you don't like rounded corner, you can ignore it. So we will use white color as background and 12 pixel as rounded corner. So this will become our first chart. Next, we can now go to general tab title and use this orange color for title and align it to center. And this will become our first chart where we can see age distribution. Then we also have expenses. So similarly you can also see expenses distribution, but here we are going to analyze it in a different way. So for example, expenses by age, let's say we want to see that, we can keep age bins on x-axis and total expenses we can bring on y-axis. So this will show us total expenses by age. So where you can see it is very much similar to what we can see in count of customers. So, and one more thing, if we have something like this in parallel, so what we can do, we can also create same chart for both of them. So if we go with line and stacked column chart, so column y axis is being represented by count of customers and total expenses can be represented by line chart. So you can see that. So here I will just rename it as customers count, and here it is given sum of expenses. We'll just write it as expenses, and here I will just write it as age, so that I can keep the title in same line. So you can show this same information in one chart itself. So this is, here one axis will represent expenses, right hand side axis, and left hand side axis will represent count of customers, and this particular line is representing expenses. So you can see the same data. So this is how you can use these different charts and visualize the data. Because we are doing expenses analysis, that's why I'll be using expenses as a common field in different visuals. Now after age, we can also see gender wise expenses. So we have three genders. So for this we have donut chart that we can use. Here in legend we will just remove age bin and add gender here, and if you want you can keep customers count and expenses both here. So it is showing customer count and expenses by gender. So obviously no values are different, so I will just get rid of customer count, and this is expenses by gender. So you can see male have done 3 million expenses, like, and it is 36.14% of total. Then there is other, then there is female. So this is how you will be able to see expenses by different type of customers that you have. In some other data sets you will also find category of product. So category of product or information about where were these expenses made, so you can also understand their customer buying behavior. We will now copy this one more time, and in this case we will now go with another column, that is income. So how their income varies according to expenses. So for this type of data, obviously this is a sample data, this is a fabricated data, but usually in such cases we can use a scatter plot. And for example, we want to see income versus expenses. So we will bring income and on x-axis and expenses on y-axis, and we will say don't summarize. So this way you are getting an idea that now you are seeing income wise for every income value that we have, what is sum of expenses. Here also you can say don't summarize, so it will not make any difference. For these kind of charts you can also enable a trend line. So trend line has a positive slope, which means that when income of people increases, their expenses also increase. But it is not a very linear data, like the line or the increment that you are seeing is not in a linear trend. There is a scatter around a wide range, but still you can tell that yes, income and expenses have some positive correlation, and that's why for two numerical data we use this kind of chart. So this is how you can visualize relation between two numerical values. If one is categorical, one is numerical, you can use a pie chart, a donut chart, or a bar chart. But if both of them are numerical, you can use either a scatter plot, or as age and expenses both were numerical, I created a group of age. So basically I made that variable as a categorical variable. Now it became age groups. So you can do that as well. Next is marital status wise. So for this we can also use a funnel chart. A funnel chart will give you information about how this data is distributed. It will also rank them. So I will just show you. Let me adjust it accordingly. So I'm just adjusting the height so that we can utilize more area. And I'm not going to add more than 6 visuals here. I will just try to keep it clean. You can see I had 6 KPIs, so I went with 3 columns and 2 rows, and you can see how I am managing the width. I'm trying to make it equal so that alignment is proper. You can use these guidelines to understand how it is given, and you can spend more time in adjusting their width and height so that you can manage them in a better way. So now for this marital status wise information, I will simply remove age from here first of all, and for this obviously, as I said, I'm going to use a funnel chart. In funnel chart we will put marital status. We have 3 marital status, so we will drag it as a category. Let me see why. So we will add marital status as a category, and then as values I'm going to bring expenses. So now you can see sum of expenses by marital status, where we can see most expenses are made by people who belong to divorced category. Then we have single and married. So this is how you can analyze this data. Next we can copy it one more time and adjust its width and height. Now we have occupation. So now you can see in occupation we have different types of like we have 6-7 values. So for occupation I'm going to use a clustered bar chart. So here I will just change it to a clustered bar chart. So you can see in clustered bar chart you can see bars like this, and instead of marital status I will just bring occupation. So you can see most expenses are made by people who are of teacher profession. We can do one more thing. In graphs like this we can enable data labels also. so that you can see expenses by each category that is given, like, or the numerical value also. So you can see that. For these data labels, position is auto. We can say it should be in inside in. You will be able to see for all of them. So this is how you can manage sum of expenses. Finally, we also have region. So because this region is given but country information is not given, so we cannot use any map chart, but again we can use any other field, like any other categorical column. So I'm just going to use a tree map for this, which will show us in tree map we will have rectangles, and area of those rectangles actually represent the numerical information. So here we will just change it to tree map. So what I can do is sum of expenses by occupation can be kept like this, because we have 7 occupations, and I will just remove this and add region here. So you can see most expenses are made in north region. So now we have this data, and as you can see, what happened there, okay, by mistake I think I clicked some chart. Now it's okay. Now we can select, for example, for married doctor in north region who are female. You can see the data, and then we can clear all slices and get back to the original state. So this is how you can create a simple personal finance analysis dashboard. I hope you like this tutorial. This is part 1 where we have not created any DAX. This is for absolute beginners. In second part we will create more DAX questions. Sorry for the noise. So in the next part we will create more DAX questions. We will solve them obviously by writing DAX queries, DAX expressions. So please subscribe to our channel, please like this video, so that you can get notification when we will upload the second part of this series. Thanks once again. Have a nice day.